You're listening to 88.1 with Doug and Bridget. Coming up next is Cake with Sick of You.
So, Bridget, did you watch the episode of Glee this week with Rocky Horror?
I did.
And what did you think?
I thought it was pretty good.
I was very happy with the way they did it. It was a lot of fun.
Me too. Sometimes it's weird when they redo songs because you're not used to hearing it that way, but I really liked what they did with it.
I liked how they did the take on the Frankenfurter song.
Mm-hmm.
They changed it just a little bit, but it still made sense.
I really liked the Hot Patootie song.
That was one of my favorites, too. So, this is The Edge 88.1. Back to the music. That was some Flogging Molly. So, Bridget, do you have any favorite Halloween movies?
I really love watching Hocus Pocus.
You know, that is so funny that you say that because, after watching the Rocky Horror Show on Glee, I had to go out and get that movie. Then we also had to go get the Hocus Pocus movie. Saw that there, and I just love that movie.
Me too.
Do you have a favorite part?
I really like the part where they figure out that the road isn't a river.
The Black River or something like that. They want to step onto it.
Like it's like the Black River of Death or something.
Yes.
And then they're like, oh, to the road.
And see, of course, my favorite scene is when they're at the dance, the adult dance, and they start singing "I Got You Under My Spell."
Mm-hmm. I like that part too.
So that, and then you talking about that also reminds me of the death water that was coming down when they're in their house. The one boy sets off the sprinkler system, and they all think they're going to melt. So, Yes. All right, so tonight's weather is going to be clear tonight with a low around 27.
Ooh, that's cold.
Yes. Currently, it's 48 degrees, which is still pretty chilly. So, but we're getting to the nice fall winter for Halloween. Are you excited about that?
Yes, I am.
Me too. So, this is The Edge 88.1.
88.1 KDPS. That was Weezer with Memories. Doug and I are here in the studio, and we were just talking to each other about different Halloween party ideas and, different, foods and stuff you have at them. Like, the pudding with the chocolate pudding with the gummy worms in it and stuff. The graveyard stuff.
That never looked in any way appetizing to me.
But Doug had a idea for something that just sounds really gross.
Well, I saw where you can get a meathead skull.
And what's a meathead skull?
Well, you take a plastic skull that is either you can have food with it or wrap it in plastic wrap. Mm-hmm. And then you make a pan of Jell-O a certain way, and then when it sets up, you layer that on top of there. So then I guess it looks like skin or something. And then you put the meat on top of that. And the directions said that salami is a good choice because it makes it look more disgusting and more like they have sores on them.
Do you think people actually eat this?
I think they do.
Because salami and Jell-O sounds kind of gross if you ask me.
No, but it had me think of a whole new idea.
What's that?
Make a cheese ball type thing in the shape of a skull. And forget the Jell-O altogether, because I don't know why the Jell-O would go in there. And then put the meat on top of that, and then you could dip crackers into the skull.
And then you could have, like, a little brain bowl.
Yes, the brain bowl. The brain cheese ball.
Mm.
Ooh, and you could color then the cream cheese like a pink color or a gray color so that it looked kind of like brain matter.
That would be cool.
So, and then the eyeballs, you could still use the egg yolks with the olive on it, which I think just sounds really gross too. Better than probably using the, pearl onions that we saw in the one. So, makes you think of other different type scary foods that you could make. So, this is The Edge 88.1. This is KDPS 88.1. So, Bridget, have you ever been with somebody where you go to a restaurant and they order something strange?
Yes, I've actually been that person before.
And what was that?
I went to this restaurant that was having like steak night, and I decided I wanted the chicken, and my dad got really mad at me because apparently you don't go to a steakhouse and order chicken.
See, I have been with people that, at a steakhouse even, and they've ordered, like the seafood stuff or pasta, and I do find that odd. Or you go to the Chinese restaurant that happens to serve cheeseburgers.
I can't say I've been to a Chinese restaurant that I noticed sold cheeseburgers.
I've seen a couple that actually have cheeseburger on the menu. I'm assuming it's more for little kids,
yeah.
But I have been with adults that have ordered. I also know people that will go to the Chinese restaurant and order sweet and sour chicken without the sauce.
So they're eating chicken nuggets?
Basically, that's what I think, but so that makes me laugh too. Which reminds me of a whole other story that I saw on the internet that I'm going to have to tell you about on our next break.
All right. Well, this is KDPS 88.1. This is 88.1 with Doug and Bridget. Now, Doug, what's this story you promised us at the last break?
So I read this article about in Victoria, British Columbia, that there's these two brothers that got into a fight over a piece of steak.
Okay.
So one was only 17, and the other was 22, and the 17-year-old apparently didn't like that his older brother got the bigger piece of steak, so he went after him with a hockey stick.
That sounds terribly violent.
A little bit, and not only did that, but he also punched holes in the drywall, a computer monitor, and threatened to take the toaster into the bathroom and throw it in the tub with himself.
Boy certainly loves his steak.
Yeah, I don't like steak that much. Not enough that I would, beat somebody over the size of it.
Do you think that the pieces were really that disproportionate from each other?
I don't know. I kind of wish they would have had pictures so that you could, see about how big they were. But the boy's got to really love his steak.
I would say so.
And I'm thinking, let's see, what's my favorite food? There's nothing that I would really say, oh you got more than me, I'm going to kill you for it.
I don't know, I'd probably be pretty mad if somebody got more mashed potatoes than me.
Well, there is mashed potatoes. Or pickles. I'm a pickle fan. So, alright, back to the Edge, 88.1.